Cowboys Network.
What is up, Cowboys Nation? Hey, turn it up. Turn it up. I'm loving this. 6-1. Believe it or not, it's real. It's very real. We go up to Minnesota against the Vikings and take care of business and hand them a big fat L. 22-16 is your final score. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Cooper Rush, man. There's a lot of people right from the beginning that were not believing in this guy. You went trick-or-treating or you just didn't want to watch the game, and shame on you. Shame on you right from the jump, because I don't think any of us really believed that he was going to show up the way that he did, but hell of a game for him. Whether this is your first time or your last time or you've been joining us from the jump, welcome to Star Boys Network. I'm your host, Zach White. We got this show, we do the Double XO show, and we're going to dive into a little bit of this game and kind of do a recap and some of the really interesting things that kind of went along with this game. But first and foremost, like and subscribe to this channel, because we have a lot of great stuff that's continuously coming out, including the Double XO show and as well our Star Boys report. So make sure that you go to starboysnetwork.com and get all of your great content coming at you today. And go to 88stitches.shop as well. You'll find some really, really great merch over there, and you can get a discount code. So make sure to touch base with us on that, and we will give that away on the next show when we discuss the Denver Broncos coming up shortly. But to this game, everything and anything that could have went right, in a lot of cases did. But if I had to pinpoint it, I have to take this down and just bring it to a level of just a player even. We have to give away the game ball. And who is getting this game ball? The one and only Amari Cooper. The man showed up brilliantly. You see him there with the game-winning touchdown, 8 receptions, 122 yards, and the game-winning touchdown, as I said. And it really starts just from the beginning to the end. And I could have gave this away to many people. There was many deserving people, including Cooper Rush, who threw, 24-40, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns. He brought the business, and a lot of this is because they were stacking the box repeatedly throughout the game to stop the run. They wanted Cooper Rush to throw, so Kellen adjusted, and he did just that. He had faith in Cooper Rush, and when you got weapons like these, when you got guys like CeeDee Lamb, who also caught 112 yards and 6 receptions. And then you got Cedric Wilson, another guy who really showed out today. It makes your job a little bit easier. But either way, coming in as the backup into this game, it's hard, just getting in the nuances with and he was practicing all week, and it led up until kind of the last minute. We weren't sure if Dak was going to be in, if Dak wasn't going to make it, and we are all fretting on this throughout the entire week. But, hey, they showed up. But, Coop, it's really the consistency for me and some of the craziness, some of the circus catches, and you're going to see here in a little bit one of those damn near Minneapolis Miracle on our side. The ball bounces off of Breeland's chest, hits into Coop's hands, and he is able to maintain focus throughout the play right there and bring it in, snag it in. And man, that was one of the many plays that not only he made that kind of was a game changer for me, and I felt like he deserved the game ball. Because again, there's so many, including again the game-winning touchdown. But he really showed up and produced at a high level. And it's a funny story. At the end of the game, him and CD were kind of. CD really wanted the game winning touchdown. He wanted that play, and they had a little back and forth. And basically, Coop said, "Nah, you heard it right. I'm getting the ball. This is my ball. I want it." Man, but and again, shout out to Cedric Wilson, man, for everything he did with the 35-yard pass there. Harrison Smith, your mama's a hoe, for that chokehold. That was weak, and I can't believe that never got called. Right? It's insane to me that never got called. But you're gonna, find CeeDee Lamb every other week for a jersey issue or his socks are too high. It's insanity. But again, Cedric Wilson really showing up on this 73-yard touchdown. That's crazy talk right there, man. It is. And the crazy thing is we're not even at the point where we're talking about Gallup coming back. We're Gallup's back next week. Imagine all the people. It's gonna be beautiful when you have Michael Gallup back in this. And again, Zeke breaking off that huge play on 3rd and 11, which led to the game-winning touchdown. This team is really just fighting. They're all sticking together and gelling together, and it's making all the difference in the world. And, offensively, with the weapons that we have as far as the receiving core, it's almost not fair, right? It's almost not even fair. And Cooper Rush, again, congrats to him. Longest touchdown pass since Roger Staubach from a first start from a quarterback. And that was back in 1969. So a lot of really cool things to kind of get into when you talk about that. But there was a few other interesting things that kind of happened along the way. And a quick update: Tyron Smith did go out in the game. He injured his ankle, unfortunately. So we're going to kind of see how that works out throughout this week. We also lost Jabril Cox for the season with an ACL injury, which is unfortunate. And we had Diggs. He had an issue as well. Kind of went out towards the end of the game. So we're going to kind of play that by ear and see how that goes this week up into the Broncos matchup that we're going to be having. But some of the interesting things that we were able to see, because Kellen Moore was in his bag as always, and we kind of said that up until this week, and he's really just paying homage to everything that's going on for Halloween, and he's just taking candy from these children. It's glorious. It's glorious to witness some of the things that he does. And he actually he was in his bag again. He had a almost like a wishbone set up to where you have Lyle Collins and Connor McGovern in the back, basically seven linemen, and then you had Tony Pollard back there. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that from Kellen. He's just really doing his thing this year, and it's almost not even fair. Some of the things that he's doing and the weapons he has. And we didn't even have Dak in this game. So imagine what type of game this would have been had Dak been in it. It would have been a complete and utter blowout. But the Lyle Collins situation, it's a bit concerning. The way that they're treating the situation, and from the beginning, I've tried not to buy into it too much because of the fact that he hasn't played meaningful football in so long, and I felt like that they were just kind of holding him out to make sure he's on the same page with everything. And then reports are coming out of him potentially, possibly starting as a left guard instead of right tackle because of the competition there with Steele. And then there's also reports of them being frustrated with him and him being a potential trade candidate. And I'll tell you this right now, straight out the gate. We're not trading Lyle Collins. Yeah, they may be mad at him. He's still a very, very talented lineman. He's a Pro Bowl lineman. And that depth is completely valuable when you want to talk about linemen and making a run towards a Super Bowl, because people are going to go down, like as in the situation of Tyron Smith right now. And you had Nasheki come in, and he did a decent job, but it wasn't great. He still had some issues, and he's not going to be durable. He's not going to be durable in the absence of a one Tyron Smith. So we're going to have to definitely, again, monitor Tyron Smith, but we're not moving on from Lyle Collins. And I do want to see him either get back to his right tackle position or get to that left guard spot, because Connor Williams has been consistently still a problem for us as well, especially with the penalties. They've been crucial penalties that have really kind of hurt us. And, speaking of rolling with some of the bad things, also Greg Zuerlein, man. Wow. Continuing to miss kicks, and it's becoming a problem. And it wasn't a problem in this game, and the ones that he does miss is not necessarily a problem until it is. It wasn't a problem because we won the game. But had we lost, yeah, that would have been a big problem. We would have been talking about this a lot more. The consistency of Greg, the leg, is not good right now, and we really gotta get that guy on the same page and figure out what's going on, and we can either move on or figure it out, right? But it wasn't only on the offensive side of the ball. One of the big things for me too is the way that this defense showed up. This was, I felt like, their first full game that they really, and no takeaways in this game as opposed to the other games, but this was more of a shutdown type of defense, and we weren't bending. I think the Vikings went 1 of 13 on third downs. 1 of 13. That is insane. I mean, there was points where there was a big play here and there, and they got down towards the goal line or closer on the other side of 20, and we shut it down. We held them to some field goals. And again, I can't speak enough about the importance of that defense and some of the players that really stood out in all of this. And one of those guys is absolutely Micah Parsons. He had 10 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, and we're starting to see a little bit of what he looks like as a linebacker. He's finally kind of developing into that role. And we are all kind of a little bit concerned with the way that he had played prior the week before against New England. He didn't feel like he showed up really. So this was a really big statement game for him at that position, because at one point in time we were all questioning it. Like, hey, maybe he's better as a defensive end. Maybe we want to see him there more because of what he offers as a weapon at that position. But they trusted him. They trusted him to develop as a linebacker. That is what he's here for. And again, my God, his reaction to the play, to his speed in the game. I mean, you could see him practically pushing LVE out of the way on the other side of the field to track down the run and get the guy in the backfield. Or I'm sorry, it was a screen. Jesus. And if you just watch the tape, there's several moments where it's such a quick diagnosis that as soon as the handoff goes, it looks like it's going to Dalvin Cook. No, it's not going to Dalvin Cook. He reads it quickly. Boom. He's on the play. He makes the play in the backfield. And again, that's the stuff I'm talking about. When it's his reaction. I mean, it's look and go. He's reading defenses so well right now, and he's just so quick to react. And that's something that we can all be really excited about, and including play from other guys, key contributors like Randy Gregory with a sack and a forced fumble. This is going to be his 5th sack in 4 games. So the thing with Randy Gregory is he's constantly creating pressure, constantly in the backfield, and it's really affecting these quarterbacks. And it affected Kirk Cousins pretty badly. I mean, he was 25 of 35, 184 yards and a touchdown. So with the weapons that offense has to be able to shut that down, and not only that, I mean, I believe Justin Jefferson got held to like 20 something yards, 21 yards. And then on the other side of that, Dalvin Cook, even to the point of holding him to 78 yards. This is an elite level running back that we were able to hold for 78 yards. He did break off a few big runs, but overall to keep him under 100 and to consistently grind and step up. And kudos to guys like Carlos Watkins and Hamilton. Those guys really stepping up. Again, Osa Digizua, those guys stepping up to create that pressure and stop the run. It was huge momentum shifts throughout this entire game, and offensively and defensively, what we were able to accomplish again with our backup quarterback as well, and to handle business in an away game. And go to their stadium and really just pull one out. That is something we can all be really excited about and really proud about with this team. And another cool thing that I got to witness is seeing on the game-winning touchdown, everybody in the huddle smiling like somebody had just told a joke, and they're all laughing and just enjoying the moment. And this really feels like a real team that's gelling together, and they're pushing through. And again, I can't say enough. And we got the Broncos this week. Von Miller gets traded to the Rams in the same week, so we don't have that issue, which could have been a problem. But now we don't even have to deal with it. And kudos to the Rams for being able to make that deal. And they're a much better team for it now. Probably not in the long run when they don't have any draft picks at all. But, man, they are a good team. But I think that's somebody that we could potentially see in the playoffs. And, I'm not looking ahead that far. I'm looking at the Denver Broncos this week. And we're going to discuss that. We're going to have a really good show lined up, the Double XO show. So make sure you guys tune into that this week. We may have a very special guest that's going to be joining us, and it's a big one. It's a huge name. So definitely make sure to stay tuned in with that and join us. And go to starboysnetwork.com. Keep up with all the great stuff that we have going on. This is a great season, guys. I love it. 6-1. How about them Cowboys?